cosa l'arbitre di essendo, Iyo muntu mwindo zakuluba odi ngumba batu mwindo iyo moko mwindo okukada wapi.
Thank you very much for your time and hospitality hosting us here in your office. Let me start with a broad question. What are M23's main political and military objectives?
Our political and military objective is clear. I think the best question would be, what is the reason why you are fighting today? You start with this. We as M23, as you say, but I want to mention that M23 is part of a big platform that's Congo River Alliance Fleuve Congo. So what are we fighting for? There's main reason why we are fighting for is just because there are reasons. The first one is that, DRC today is a failed state. I can even say it's a jungle where there's no state. The second reason is that we are fighting because for the political reasons. So many, there's a dictatorship. Mr. Tshisekedi has made the Congo a dictator. For political reasons, there's no more opposition. He has been arresting everybody. He has killed a lot of people. And many of the political leaders are today in exile. But the third reason is for bad governance. In DRC, all the world know that Congo should be a very rich country. But it's a poor country whereby all the people are starving. No food, no education, no roads, no infrastructure. Everything is down. Meanwhile, all the world knows that Congo has all that is needed in the world in terms of mineral resources. And the fourth reason is because there are so many Congolese who are discriminated. There are so many Congolese who are living outside of the country and they are not recognized as Congo just because they speak Rwandese language. And many of them are in Rwanda, in the other countries in the region. So for the fourth reason, the reason are the justification of our fighting. So why are we fighting? Because these are the political issues we should have sorted them out without fighting. But this man of Tshisekedi, the only language he hears is just a weapon. So we are fighting for this reason. What is our objective? Our objective is the refoundation of states. I say that DRC is a failed state. When you say failed state, there's no army, there's no police, there is administration corruption, and there is no justice. We want to refound the country, and then to live in dignity, to give food to the Congolese, to build the road, to start development, and all this. And this is our objective.
Indeed, very interesting. So, talking about the future development, there are a lot of work to be done. Do you have specific plan for the future development, especially from the economic prosperity?
Especially for the economic prosperity, we have our vision. River Congo Alliance, M23. The main objective, our vision is called From a Failed State to a Modern State. We want to create to Congo a business land. How can we have in Congo a business land? For this one, the first thing for us is to refound the country, to refound the state. I've told you about the army, the police, the administration, and the justice. But also to build infrastructure. Congo in itself is a very big country, a continent. whereby there is no road, whereby there is no good infrastructure. But to get there, for the priority, we want to get food for all, to get water, to give where people can live, like housing, but also to have education for our children, and especially the health care. These are the priority, to get there, infrastructure, energy, and all that's needed for this to start development. This is our main objective. But this is related to the political. So far as we have, Congo, we are today about 120 million people. But Congo, the Congolese people is made of a lot of tribes, communities. We need to live together. We need peace. We need a kind of guidance to start the development. But we also need to start educating people, to educating Congo to love their country. And then we'll start the development. This is what we are aiming to do.
The situation is quite difficult at the moment, that there are a lot of position and perceptions are being described by the international community. And M23 is quite often being criticized by being backed by Rwanda. Therefore, what will be your response for that? How do you see the future regional development of your country?
I'm happy because you say that is a perception. And today, perception are made. People can create perception, lies, propaganda. We are used to. DRC is a jungle. Today in DRC, Uganda army is in DRC. South Sudan army is in DRC. In DRC today, you have Burundians, they're in DRC. You have those FDLR, the genocide group, they're in DRC. The other, how do you call the Islamic group of Uganda, they call ADF, they are all in DRC. And for this matter, Tshisekedi himself, failing to lead the country, he brought in Congo European mercenaries. More than 3,000 they were here in Congo, in DRC. You have South Africans, they're in DRC. Tanzanians, all of them are DRC. Even the people from Malawi army, they are in DRC. After that, you have also all the UN mission contingents. So my question is, why do they see just Rwanda? I don't see the Rwandan people. All those countries are in DRC. But no one will never talk about it. They keep quiet on this. But every day they see Rwanda. Are we backed up by Rwanda? No, I don't think so. There is no Rwandese in our force. We have our own reason why we are fighting, and we are Congolese. Then, the fact is that President Tshisekedi has his own problem with the Rwanda government. He mentioned publicly that he wants to overthrow the leadership in Kigali. And for this matter, he recruited, he trained, and he equipped the FDLR group to do so. So if the Rwanda government anticipated by doing I don't know what to prevent this threat, this is not my business. Me, I'm talking about Alliance Fleuve Congo with M23. This is our force. We are Congolese. We are facing for our own reasons, and we don't know anything about Rwanda.
Do you believe that the peace and peaceful solution of what's happening here is still possible?
It's
and
possible.
If yes?
It's possible. And this is what we have been saying so far. For us, we know that for the reason why we are fighting, all those reasons why we are fighting can be addressed by a political way, a dialogue, negotiation. But the man in Kinshasa called Tshisekedi a dictator. He has said that never and never he will never sit in negotiation with us. So we are going to fight.
What do you think about the proposals and the plans of the international community? Let's say the United States of America just recently delivered its own vision and coming back to the mining fields, like everybody in the region should have an access to the mining fields in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and that can be one of the solutions.
So what is the international community? Is international community US, EU? I don't know. Who is international community?
Everybody is coming up with their own
No, we are
ideas.
talking here about Congo, and our fighting is for Congo. We are not fighting for international community. That does not exist. I don't know what is wrong. When I say Congolese are not eating, they don't have food, they don't have education. You guys in international community, you have your children going to school and you have food for your population. We are fighting, we have our own reason. So, having said that, I know and understand that Congo has what is needed in the whole world. And our vision indeed is to create a business land. I told you, we want to make a Congo as a business land. And a business land is a state and whereby everybody can come to do business, abiding to the law. This is what we are doing. So I think with America in this area, they are true. We need to have a legitimate and responsible government so that everybody can come and do his business. This is the main vocation of DRC when DRC was made in 1885 in Berlin at this conference, at Berlin Conference. What was it made? They say Congo should be a free land, a free trade land. And this is what we want to come there. When you look at the border of Congo like it is not our grandfather who made it. Congo was granted to us. And today Congo is in the center of international, I don't know, of the global stakes. Because we have those, for instance, those mineral resources there in Congo. You have today, Congo has a big role to play regarding the environment, the fight against the climate change. Congo has a big role to play at looking at the energy transitions. So our objective is to have Congo as a business land for the Congolese people reconcile themselves, but living in peace with the region, all the countries, but also giving to the world that God gave to Congo for the world.
So what are your expectations from the government in Kinshasa? Do you expect to have a direct talk with them, new elections, or something else?
We have been asking for direct talk with them so far, but they are not willing to. So if they don't want,
and you do
we
not
don't have any expectation. Our expectation to let them understand that we can address this issue by discussing instead of fighting.
So it's a direct talks. That means those proposed meeting in between of the governments in Angola, let's say, you are not accepting them. Right.
No, like that, but Angola has resigned. I think they said this process is no longer there. There are so many initiatives going on in the region and even the world. You see SADC countries and East African community countries, they're coming together to propose to give some plan. We accept it and we will follow. The thing is that all those things have nothing to do unless we Congolese will say we need to sit together, discuss, present, identify our problems, and then address all those problems, and then everything is done. I've told you how many countries are in Congo today. You see, it's more than 10 countries. Yeah, they're all there. Everybody have his own agenda and so on. What are we going to do to solve the problem? What are we going to do to get peace? What are we going to do after peace to start development of the country?
Here's a key question. For development, you need to raise up your economy, as you rightly mentioned. But because of those sanctions imposed by some countries, then the banks are not working here in this area. So just to conclude, what is your vision and how do you plan to solve this problem?
We are responsible, and we have come as responsible. We do not complain. We know that Tshisekedi is a criminal. Tshisekedi is a crook. We know that what he's doing by forbidding the banking system to operate is not for us. We don't have any bank account. But this is the population of North Kivu and South Kivu. These are the population who are being sanctioned. But as responsible, representing the state, we are looking for any alternative. Today, we have created a structure that is the equivalent of the central bank. And we are also delivering some license to create new banks and so on. But also, for us, every problem, every challenge we face, we identify as an opportunity. Is a way to go with the new model, with the new putting aside corruptions, training people, and start doing what other countries have been doing.
And what is the best way to reduce the level of violence in the region at all? What will be your message to the people?
To reduce the level of violence in the country, we need to create a state in DRC. Because what's the problem? In Uganda, there is a state. You like it or not, when you go to Rwanda, there is a state. There's order. Everything is organized. You have an army. You have the army, you have the police. You have the administration. There's no corruption. And you have justice system. This is what lacking in Congo. And so far, lacking this state, Congo has become a jungle. So we are the kind of the place where can flourish all the bad things. So to reduce violence in the region, we need to get to have a state like the other country, and then to start working together. Working together, it means today the world is a village. You will never say that. Do you know the transaction in terms of trade we have with Rwanda, with Uganda, with Zambia, with all the country? No, today it's not a matter of building the wall or building the border. Today is to open, to create the condition so that everybody can do business in their country and also in
officially.
Yes, because when you do business, no violence. If I do business with you, we don't like that. We will not afford to get in violence, because even money. In my village, I said money doesn't like noises. You know, if we give you money, if we have $1,000 here and we start counting, even if we are just two of us, just when someone knocks on the door, the first thing is to hide it. This is how it is. So we want to do business, and business should be a tool to create peace, to consolidate this peace, and so on.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Iyo muntu mwindo zakuluba odi ngumba batu mwindo iyo moko mwindo okukenda wapi loko ndenge na ndenge tukusala yango kasi mwayiza lite na tina nini loko izangi bisu yango na neto tuko katoswa yo mwana province mokimbawa ibanda kuna tata na yo tata Tata na alinga kanini ke malamunde yo nangai beiba makamwana pamba te azali tata na biso mais avec plus ma condition bon kariboso bon na likolo ma to makopeta mana biso dikambango ezali monene ezali tellement éloquent kwa te tuiba kono na tata na biso